Yo, what's up guys? In this video, I'm going to give you my top 7 favorite nootropics and supplements for depression. I don't know if it will actually be 7 because I have a lot of them and we might need more than 7, or it might be less, I don't know. Anyway, I am a pro at overcoming depression. I am also a supplement and nootropics expert with a ton of experience, self-certified, self-proclaimed, take it for what it's worth. But if there is something that I know about, it is feeling sad. And if there is something else that I know about, it is feeling sad, yet not being able to, not do anything because I feel sad and still having to produce some sort of result and not completely let myself go in various areas of my life, which I guess is a talent of mine and something that I am making a video about right now to hopefully help some of you out there who do not have the level of expertise and knowledge that I do on this topic. So that was really useful explanation. Anyway, here we go. Well, actually first, before I get into the actual nootropics and supplements for depression, one thing that you have to understand is that, and this is like a little bit esoteric, but cause and effect work both ways, right? So for example, if you are smiling really big, you're like, I'm so happy, and you like run around and high five everybody all the time. If you do that, it is actually physically impossible to be depressed at the same time you are doing that. In the exact moment while you are doing that, it is impossible to be depressed. Afterwards, when you stop, you might be depressed again. But while you are actually doing it, the depression will go away. Now, the trick is to do enough actions like that so that you can kind of coast on the satisfaction that knowing that you were, let's call it productive in certain areas of your life, so that when the inevitable cloud settles on you of depression or something bad happens in your life, you can kind of brush it off because you're in the habit of doing productive things that just kind of prop your emotional state up and make your life better. Again, like I said, for example, you can do all these exercises to make yourself feel better and put a smile on your face and hold a pencil between your lips to like force you to smile and stick your chest out and put your shoulders back and blah, blah, blah. You can do all that stuff. But if you're not actually taking steps to improve your life so that when you're not doing those things, you don't feel bad, I guess, that's the right way to say it, then it's all kind of for naught. So these supplement recommendations and nootropic recommendations that I'm gonna give you, these are not things that will cure your depression in and of themselves. If all you do, if you're like, let's say you're depressed and you sit around all day and you just watch fucking Netflix, and then I give you a couple pills or a couple nootropics and you continue to sit around all day and just watch Netflix, you might feel a little bit better momentarily, but eventually you're going to get used to the drugs. You're going to go into what's called homeostasis and they're going to stop working and you're going to be depressed again. Okay, so the way that this works is not that like you take this pill and it magically cures you. The purpose of these drugs, supplements, nootropics, whatever you want to say, is to give you like enough of a boost so that you can actually go out there and fix the problems in your life. And that by extension will make you not be depressed, okay? So like, I promise all you people out there, if you're depressed, you've got some area of your life that you feel is not where you want it to be and you're beating yourself up about it, right? I think in Buddhism, the Buddhists, like the monks or Buddhist people will say, depression is rage turned inwards. So a lot of the times this comes from us not being happy with not taking action. Like we have a problem, we're aware we have a problem and we're aware of what the solution is and we're not executing the solution and we hate ourselves for it and that hatred comes out as depression. Wow, 4 minutes into this video, I haven't even given you a single nootropic. So let's get right into it without further ado. The first one, Wellbutrin. Okay, Wellbutrin, AKA bupropion, whatever. Anyway, look it up. Is a dopamine reuptake inhibitor, I want to say. So basically, your body produces dopamine, and instead of the dopamine like being absorbed or being broken down or disappearing, your body will kind of like recycle it so that you have a higher baseline level of dopamine in your brain, in your blood, I don't know, somewhere in your body. That's the scientific explanation that I completely butchered. The practical explanation, what it actually does, like what do you feel? I've said this many times, but Wellbutrin is basically like a hidden force that propels you to do the things that you know you should be doing, but you just can't be bothered to do, right? I've told this story a few times, but when I've taken it periodically throughout the years. The first time I started taking it, I was 19 years old. I think I was 19. And I had recently come back from my first year of university where I failed every single class because I was too depressed to go to class, and all I would do is sit around and pop pills and smoke weed. So my parents took me to a shrink, and the shrink was like, I think you're depressed. And I was like, well, I don't know, maybe. And he's like, I'm gonna give you Wellbutrin. So he gave me some Wellbutrin, and I started taking it. And like my problem before was that I would go to class and I would just sit there. I wouldn't want to take notes, I wouldn't participate, I'd sit in the back, and I would just be a shit student who was completely disinterested in anything that had to do with school because I thought it was pointless and a waste of time. When I started taking Wellbutrin, and I say it's like a hidden force because that's really what it feels like. It feels like I'm a puppet of the guy who holds the puppet strings. I don't know what it's called, puppet master. Like I'm a marionette, and the puppet master is like, moving his little fingers and like making me open my notebook and take notes and participate in class. At least that's what it felt like at the time. I would sit in the front, I would raise my hand at every opportunity, I would show up on time, I would take notes, I would study for my tests. It was like complete night and day difference once I started taking Wellbutrin. So that's the reason that I mentioned it first, because I believe it is that important for people who are experiencing depression. Let me put it to you like this. If you're depressed and you are not like, and again, I haven't mentioned the whole like eat well, don't eat garbage, don't fucking jerk off, don't do drugs, and go to the gym. I haven't mentioned all those, right? Because those, like I said earlier, those are the actions that that might be too difficult for you to take because you're depressed, right? It's like this cycle. It's like you're depressed, so you don't go work out, and you don't work out, which makes you depressed, which means it's harder for you to go to work out, right? So the purpose of these drugs is to kind of break you out of that cycle so that you can kind of get enough motivation to do those things. So anyway, Wellbutrin is a non-negotiable for me. I take it every single day. If I run out, I fucking turn the world upside down to get some. I have like a legit prescription now. I used to just order it off the internet, which I don't recommend. It's super cheap. If you have insurance, you can find it. It's not hard, okay? Wellbutrin, if you get nothing else from this video and you're depressed, go ask your doctor about Wellbutrin. That shit is legit, okay? That's number one. Number two, I'm gonna say Phenibut, okay? I'm getting a lot of hate on my Phenibut videos recently. Phenibut is what is it? I don't know the exact term for it. Oh wait, no, GABA agonist. GABA agonist. So there's this like chemical in your brain called GABA, G-A-B-A, gamma something, butanoic acid, some shit. I don't know what the fuck it's called. Anyway, something like that. Phenibut is either like a GABA derivative or makes you produce more GABA. Anyway, whatever, makes you feel good, makes you very chill in social situations, gives you like very, very light euphoria, and just makes it like, it just adds another layer of easiness to doing the things that you don't want to do. Whereas Wellbutrin is specifically useful for being productive and doing work, getting work done, studying. It's also very good. Phenibut is less good for those things and better for social situations. I take Phenibut every day. I take 1 gram a day. If you research Phenibut on your own, you will see that 99 people out of 100 will tell you not to take it every day. But that is because most people who take Phenibut abuse Phenibut like it's a drug. They treat Phenibut like it's alcohol, right? And the way that you treat alcohol, or most people treat alcohol, is they'll go out from time to time and they will, well, maybe not alcohol is the best, that's probably not the best thing. Maybe like cocaine. You go out, so I've heard, I've never done cocaine. Okay, mom. Yeah, so you go out and you do your drug of choice and you do it like to excess, and then you take a break from it and you're like, okay, I need to not do that ever again. And then, maybe you do it again because that's just how you roll. Okay, so anyway, the point is this, is that if you treat Phenibut like that, I think you're headed for trouble. Okay, and I've made other videos about this. You can search my channel for Phenibut. There's a bunch of videos on it. But if you treat Phenibut like a drug, then every time you like get a craving for the drug, you are going to go and do the drug. And what's the problem with doing recreational drugs is that the more you do them, the more you need to kind of capture the same type of high. which is why I get a lot of hate on my Phenibut videos, because people think that I'm saying, hey guys, just take Phenibut every day and take as much as you want and just fucking go to town and don't think about the future. Which, if any of these retarded fucking Redditors had like actually watched the video, you will know that I say take the exact same dose every single day, keep it under a gram or keep it a gram or less, and take it at the same time every day. Just be consistent with it. Don't fucking increase the dose because you want to get high. Like, if you want to get high, there's plenty of drugs out there that you can, you know, use to get high that will not, you know, the problem with Phenibut is it has very bad withdrawals if you stop taking it immediately, right? In order to avoid the withdrawals, you need to taper, which is very simple if you have a digital scale. For me, for example, let's say I want to taper from Phenibut. If I'm taking a gram a day, the next day I'll just take 900 milligrams. And then the next day I'll just take 800. And because it's such a non-aggressive taper, you know, I don't feel the difference really. Maybe I feel a tiny little bit of a difference between 800 and 900, but not enough that I'm like, oh God, these withdrawals are so bad. I need that extra 100 milligrams of Phenibut. Oh my God, my skin is itching. No, it's not like that at all. And people who fucking cry like little bitches about that, they're just junkies in general. And they probably, I would argue, I would be willing to bet money, they just have shit discipline anyway and don't have the other areas of their life handled where it makes it impractical for them to abuse a drug like Phenibut on a regular basis. All right, next one. Okay, so we've got Wellbutrin, we've got Phenibut. The next one is Adrafanil, okay, or Modafinil, or Armodafinil, or something from the Afanil family, okay? Now, these are Eugeroics, I don't actually know how to say that, Eugoric, no, that's not it. Maybe that is how you spell it. I don't know, whatever. They are what's called wakefulness promoting agents. Not to be confused with a stimulant. A stimulant is something that will make your body produce more adrenaline, as far as I know. I think that's the actual definition. A stimulant is something that stimulates your central nervous system by causing your body to secrete more epinephrine? No, adrenaline, whatever. Anyway, right? Coffee, cigarettes are also stimulants. Energy drinks, which is, I guess, caffeine, same as coffee. Cocaine, like we mentioned earlier, is also a stimulant. But Modafinil, Adrafanil, Armodafinil, which are all derivatives of the same drug, the base drug, I guess, which is Modafinil. These are wakefulness promoting, these are wakefulness promoting agents. But anecdotally, what they will do, you know, if you take them at night, you're not going to sleep. Let's just start there. You take it at night, and the half-life is, I want to say, 15 hours. So, like, you're not going to get any sleep if you take these at night. So obviously don't take them at night. What I do is I take them in the morning, and think of it like a very mild cup of coffee that lasts for 12 hours, right? You have increased focus. The most important thing for me is what I would classify as increased endurance. Not necessarily like endurance, like I'm like doing a long distance run or something like that, although that will help that for sure. But just endurance in terms of like in your daily, you know, in your day-to-day activities throughout the day, you're going to experience moments where you're tired, where you have less energy, and you know, the Afanil family of drugs, they help to kind of keep you at a very high baseline, right? So like, for example, the way that it works, you know, normally is you wake up in the morning, you have your coffee, right? And you're going like this, you have like energy, and then in the afternoon, boom, like decrease in energy, and then circadian rhythm kicks in and it goes up again until nighttime you go to sleep. With Adrafanil or Modafinil, it basically goes up like this, right? And then stays like this, or yeah, maybe like this, and then just kind of slowly, like you get less and less energy until you go to bed. Anyway, long story short is that overall you have much more energy and much more, again, like I said, it's not really energy in the same sense that, you know, drinking an energy drink will give you energy. It's endurance is the best way to put it. And it's hard to kind of understand unless you've taken it, okay? So Adrafanil is the one that is available for purchase legally on the internet without a prescription, I should say. Modafinil requires a prescription, as does Armodafinil, I want to say, which are Provigil and Nuvigil, respectively, are the like generic names. No, not the generic, the brand names. And, you know, fair warning, the Modafinil that you buy online from various websites on the internet, in my experience, is mostly ineffective, does not work, really. I've taken Modafinil from a legit like pharmacy in the United States, like in the little orange bottle and everything. massive, massive effect. I've taken Modafinil that I bought over the counter at a pharmacy in Mexico, also massive effect. But every time I buy the shit from Sun Pharma or whatever, you know, these fucking Indian pharmacies are, I feel literally nothing. I can take, and my dose that I normally take is 50 milligrams, which is very small. That's like a quarter of a pill. I can pop a whole pill of the Indian shit and feel literally nothing. I could pop a pill of the Indian shit and fucking go to sleep in the afternoon. You know, the shit does not work. However, the Modafinil from India, you know, Sun Pharma and all that, that seems legit. I do experience, you know, a nice boost in that. I don't have any of that right now. And the problem with Modafinil is that the half-life is much shorter. I want to say it's like 7 hours. So that, you know, if you take that in the morning, you are, you know, when it wears off, you are going to experience a crash. So that will require multiple doses throughout the day, or 2 doses really, not like, you know, multiple. Okay, so that's the third one. The fourth one, honorable mention to Shilajit or whatever that shit is called. Shilajit, I'm just going to call it Shilajit, is a mushroom that grows, I want to say, on the mountains of Nepal, whatever those Himalayas, I want to say, grows in the Himalayas. And the, like the Indian name or Nepalese name or the local name that they call it is Conqueror of Mountains, right? So this is another, I guess we could call it endurance boosting substance. And let me tell you, when you combine Wellbutrin with Adrafanil with, what was the other one? What was the second one? Wellbutrin, Adrafanil, oh, Phenibut. Well, I guess Phenibut doesn't really matter. Anyway, when you combine all of these, you have like incredible, incredible endurance throughout the entire day, right? Wellbutrin, Phenibut, like I said, doesn't really matter. Adrafanil and Shilajit, you are just like, you are fucking riding high the entire day. But the benefit, like I said, is that it's not a stimulant, right? None of these are stimulants. I don't think Shilajit is a stimulant either. I could be wrong on that, but I don't think so because that shit lasts all freaking day, man. I buy mine from Nootropics Depot. They have an 8-to-1 extract there. I have the powder. It tastes like shit. Probably gonna get the pills next time. Yeah, but like, why is this good for depression? Because, you know, like I said earlier, if you are depressed, like depression is kind of, one of the attributes of being depressed is you have low energy and you can't be fucked to get out of the house or like go and do anything. You don't want to go to the gym. You don't want to like do any of the work. You don't want to work on any of the projects that you've been fucking fantasizing about in your little depressed head forever. All you do is you watch YouTube, you watch Netflix, you fucking sit at home, watch TV, do nothing, jerk off, and that's it. When you take these substances, it gives you so much energy that you don't want to stay in your fucking house the whole time and do nothing. At least I don't. I'm like a homebody. I'm an introvert. I don't particularly ever want to leave my domicile. You know, I mean, I like social interaction with people, but if you have just so much energy, you're not going to want to stay in the house. You're not going to want to. It's just how it is, right? But like I said, if you are not utilizing the additional energy that you have from taking these substances, then you're like, what are you even doing? What's the point? You know, you're not doing yourself any favors just by taking them and like hoping that you magically get better while you continue to watch Netflix and fucking watch TV and eat potato chips and smoke weed, you know? Okay, so that's it. 2 things that I'm gonna say did not work for me, or I did not experience any, like, I don't know, it was kind of pointless. Mushrooms and LSD, right? These get touted a lot in Silicon Valley as like, oh, they're these wonder drugs, Silicon Valley SEO or CEO, you know, microdoses, LSD every day. It's for extra productivity. And I just call it, it's just part of the fucking Silicon Valley circle jerk where they like, they're in love with themselves so much and they think that like every little idiosyncrasy that they have is the secret to their success, when like really, what is it, bro? Like you made an app on the iPhone that like makes life easier for other people. It's not because you fucking microdose LSD every day and you take like a little bit of acid. You're trying to look cool in your little fucking Tech World magazine. Like go play some ping pong, you know, in your little office. Yeah, so like I tried microdosing LSD. I did it for 30 days and you do experience like you have a little bit more energy. But I don't know. It wasn't mind blowing for me. And I pushed, so I was taking 10 micrograms, which is fucking nothing. And I would occasionally push the dose up to 20 micrograms and like, I would get the little like wah, wah, wah experience. But I wasn't like, oh my God, I'm so inspired right now to go do things. Not at all. The substances that I mentioned earlier are much better. And then mushrooms, psilocybin or whatever that shit's called. Yeah, I've taken a bunch of those and I don't particularly think that they definitely didn't do anything for my depression. I was depressed as fuck. And I was taking them every weekend. I was eating like half an eighth every weekend when I was in LA, because I bought an ounce of mushrooms, and I was gonna split them with my friend. And then I got into an argument with my friend. We didn't talk for like 6 months. So I had this fucking ounce of mushrooms just lying around. And I was like, all right, you know, I was just driving for Uber and not doing shit with my life anyway. So I was like, okay. And basically it became kind of my Sunday routine to eat a bunch of mushrooms and walk from my apartment in Brentwood all the way down to the 3rd Street Promenade and walk down the promenade and like fucking trip out and, you know, watch the street performers and just walk around in the summertime in Santa Monica, which is pretty cool. And then I go do yoga in the evening. Sounds pretty fun, actually, now that I think about it. Anyway, that's it. Wellbutrin, Phenibut, Adrafanil, Shilajit. And like I said, remember when you take these things, you need to take advantage of the boost in energy that you will get to do things like go to the gym, try to make some fucking money, and I don't know, make some friends, I guess, get a social life, just be productive, really. If you're already productive, let's say in one of those areas, you're productive, you know, you're making money already, your fitness is probably shit. It's likely that it's shit. Most people who make money, most people in general have no fucking, like, are in bad shape anyway. So most people who make money are also in bad shape. But anyway, whatever area of your life is lacking, take these substances and make a conscious effort to fucking get out there and take even a baby step towards fixing whatever problem you have. Cool. If you guys have any questions about my recommendations, let me know. Leave me a comment. Peace.